Hey everyone, welcome back. Have you ever had that feeling like deep down you're just not wired to be good with money? Well, what if I told you that you're kind of right? See, it turns out most of our brains have this built-in glitch, a blind spot that makes dealing with money really, really tricky. But, and this is the important part, the good news is once you can see this glitch, you can totally learn how to outsmart it. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Let's get into it. Okay, so to kick things off, I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to do a quick test to see this little mental blind spot in action. And hey, no calculators allowed on this one. This is all about your gut feeling. All right, you ready? Imagine you get this incredible deal. You start with just one single dollar, and that dollar doubles in value every 3 days. The question is, how long would it take for that $1 to turn into $1 million? Go on, take a guess. Just whatever pops into your head first. Is it a few years, maybe 10 years? Lock in that answer. Now, if you're like, well, pretty much everyone, your brain is probably trying to solve this in a straight line, and your answer is likely way, way off. Okay, you got your guess? The answer is just 60 days. Yep, 60, 2 months, that's it. If your jaw just kind of dropped right now, congratulations. You just felt that mental glitch firsthand. That little jolt of surprise, that's our brain completely failing to wrap its head around the insane power of compounding growth.
And this really gets to the heart of it. Our brains are hardwired to think in straight, predictable lines. 1 + 1 = 2. But money doesn't work like that. Whether it's your investments or your debt, money grows on a curve, an exponential curve that just gets steeper and steeper. And that mismatch between how we think things grow and how they actually grow, well, that's the root of so many money problems.
So the big question is, why are we so bad at this? Why does our intuition fail us so completely? Let's get into the science of it, this blind spot in our brain.
Yeah, this thing actually has a name. It's called exponential growth bias. You can call it EGB for short. And really, all it means is that we have this built-in tendency to just totally underestimate compound growth. Our brain sees a percentage, like 8% or 15%, and it just can't compute the massive explosive force that percentage has when you give it enough time. And check this out. This chart from the research shows the problem perfectly. That solid line, that's the correct answer, how things actually grow. And all those scattered dots, that's where people guessed it would be. Look, at a really low growth rate, we're not too far off. But see what happens when the growth rate jumps up? Our guesses just get worse and worse. We fall completely short of reality. Basically, the faster something is growing, the more our brains underestimate it. If that's a little too technical, think about it like this. It's like a snowball rolling down a really long hill. At the very top, it's tiny, right? It barely picks up any new snow. But the further it rolls, the bigger it gets. And the bigger it gets, the more snow it picks up with every single turn. Its growth starts to accelerate like crazy. That, my friends, is compounding. Okay, so this isn't just a fun party trick or a brain teaser. In the real world, this blind spot is a total double-edged sword. It's a powerful force that can either dig you into a massive hole of debt, or it can build you an absolute fortune. It all just depends on which side of it you're on.
Let's look at the two sides of this coin. First, there's the debt trap. Because of this bias, we see a 25% interest rate on a credit card and our brain goes, doesn't sound that bad. We totally underestimate how fast that debt can snowball into something huge and out of control. But then, on the flip side, you have the investment engine. We see, say, an 8% return on our retirement account and think, that's kind of slow. We completely miss its power to grow into a life-changing amount of money over the long run.
And this is the bottom line, right? This one little glitch in our thinking pushes us almost automatically towards terrible financial decisions. It tricks us into taking on high-interest debt because it doesn't feel dangerous in the moment. And it convinces us to delay saving for the future because the reward doesn't feel big enough. It's a 1-2 punch against our financial well-being. Okay, so if our own brains are basically working against us, how in the world are we supposed to win at money? Well, here's the best part. The fix for this is actually surprisingly simple, and it has absolutely nothing to do with being a stock market genius or some kind of math whiz.
To show you what I mean, I want to share a really cool story based on some data from Capital Group. Picture two different investors. We'll follow them over 20 years. And here's the setup. They both invest the exact same amount of money, $10,000, every single year. The only thing that's different between them, their luck.
So, Investor A. This person has superhuman perfect timing. Every year they manage to invest their 10 grand on the single best day of the year, when the market hits its absolute bottom. Then you have investor B. This poor soul has the worst luck imaginable. For 20 years straight, they invest their money on the single worst day of the year. Every time, right at the market's peak.
So what happened? Let's look at the numbers. After 2 decades, the investor with perfect timing turned their $200,000 into over 800 grand. Amazing, right? But get this, the investor with the absolute worst timing, they still ended up with over $626,000. Think about that. Even with the worst luck, every single year, they still more than tripled their money.
And that is the whole point. The big lesson here isn't that you need to get better at timing the market. It's that timing the market, honestly, it barely matters. What really matters is just being in the market, consistently. Staying in the game is what builds wealth, not some magic crystal ball.
Which brings me to what I think is the most valuable, the most important takeaway from all of this. This is the one idea that will help you overcome that built-in glitch in your brain.
We have to completely change how we think about the goal. The goal is not to be the smartest person in the room. It's not about being the luckiest investor. The real goal is just to be the most patient. Patience is your secret weapon. It's how you fight back against your own flawed intuition.
I love this because it sums everything up so perfectly. You don't get the biggest returns by trying to time the market. You get them by giving the market time. That's how you beat this bias. You don't have to be a better guesser. You just have to let that incredible, unstoppable force of compounding do its thing. And the only ingredient it needs is time. So what's the big takeaway here? Stop trying to be a perfect investor. It's impossible and it's stressful. Instead, just focus on being a present investor. Just show up. Your most powerful financial tool isn't some hot stock tip or a complicated strategy. It's your calendar. It's the days and months and years ahead of you. That time is your greatest asset. So the real question I want to leave you with is, how are you going to use it?
Thank you for spending time with us here at the Violet Vault. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay focused and keep growing.